Okay, it's been a couple days since I dug out that big stump, and here you can see behind me the progress. Got Wolf parked back here. The stump used to sit pretty much right there, and it's massive. I'll take you down and show you in a minute. I'm gonna have to let it weather over winter. Maybe some rain and moisture will soak in there. There's some pretty big rocks caught in there. I'm hoping over winter it'll pop free and it'll lighten it up enough, because Marianne will barely pick it up. I had to drag it to where it was. I was filming it, but the camera died, the phone died, and it just didn't come out. Anyway, yesterday, the day before, I finished grading this out, smoothing it out. This is all gonna get crushed stone, and I'm probably gonna have to re-landscape it along here, along the edge of the driveway. I'm gonna cut that so that there's more stone there and there's not this slope of soil. I wanna get a good bed of stone there so that the edge of the tarmac pavement doesn't keep crumbling away. And so I'll probably use a blade I've got, plow bulldozer sort of blade on the front of the skid steer to help level this out, grade it out, cut that away, and scoop it. But I don't want to do that yet. That's literally going to happen the night before or the day of stone arriving, because people still back off the driveway in order to turn around here. And I don't want them to have a hard edge and break the driveway more. So we'll leave it the way it is for now, and then we'll get it cleared and graded. But the benefit is the view is amazing now. I'd forgotten, before there were 2 trees here, and then we started piling junk and using it as storage, and it just kind of became a wasteland. So glad to have this cleared back. You might call it feng shui, but whatever. If the energy feels great now that we've gotten this area cleared out of here, and the view is just fantastic. And you can see the river down there, the sparkly bit way down there. The camera probably doesn't do it justice, but just to have this area cleared and for parking and putting implements and putting the truck out of the way, so it just really opens this area up and just gets a good view. And I can see now that I've started cleaning, I've got this row of stuff out there, the diesel cans and things. All this is gonna get moved back when I relocate the sawmill, but yeah, I just love the look of this. And the other great thing is, a lot of times we have customers come when we're milking, or we hear a car door or something, and it was really hard coming up this way to be able to see the cheese hut there past some of the stuff here. And so now, if Wolf's tucked out of the way, we'll be able to have a clear view of where people are parking, and people can park here, and we can see down the road. It just makes a nicer look to the place now. Stump is enormous, and I'm hoping that eventually I can pick away at these rocks. All this is pretty massive rock right here and here, and on this other side, that's there. Those are, hundreds of pounds of stone in here, and I'm hoping, and it looks like another big rock right there, I'm hoping that the rain can wash some of this soil out of here, the freeze-thaw cycle over the winter. If I can get away with leaving this stump here, and I think I should be able to, it should be out of the way enough, I'll give it a crack and paw away in the spring maybe, or middle of winter when things are frozen, and try and chip away those stones. Because like I said, I could barely lift it off the ground with Marianne, and to get it put there, and you can see I was dragging it down the hill. And I had to go really carefully because I didn't want to tip the excavator. It's just at the limit. If I try and swing it around in any way, it really was just causing an issue. So, but it's gone, and eventually I'll work it down the hill to the waste wood pile. Down here feeding the pigs and just checking on them. Still haven't caught the boar. It's been a couple weeks. Just don't have the time or the energy after my accident to be messing with a fussy fussy prick like him, really, because he just won't come out. I've tried a couple of times. It isn't happening. We need to get him out. But the pigs are doing fine in the new area. It's been wet as heck, and so it's kind of muddy, and I need to get the boar out so we can expand their area with the resources of the fencing and things that they're using out there. But I just wanted to take a minute, since I'm down here, and it's a gorgeous day. The field is looking fantastic, and the grass is growing really well. It's still coming on. We've got it's almost 60 today. What day is today? The 25th, 26th of October. So yeah, I'm really impressed. Really impressed with how that how that field is greening up and still growing. And down there, I don't know if you can see further beyond, the cover crop that I've grown of oats and peas and turnips is really taking off. So, and it's been hit by a frost and it hasn't died yet, so that's great. So hoping I can get the cows down here when it gets a little colder and things firm up, and they can just be let out, at least the dry cows and heifers, and be let out into that area soon. So that's kind of exciting. I'm glad that this field is taking off. It's had no manure other than what the cows have dropped themselves. No manure or fertilizer or lime yet, because it's been too wet. And now without Big Red, can't do it now that it's dried up a bit. Nice crop of turnips right there coming up. But yeah, so I better get on to feed the pigs because they're starting to riot. They know what's coming up. And I gotta get on with the other projects today.
Hi, Ginger, sweetie. How you doing, sweetheart? You are my favorite.
Yeah, don't be a bitch. Okay, I've just used the land plane there to help smooth out this parking lot area. We're getting stone starting first thing in the morning. I didn't film any of the using of the plow or the bucket to level this patch out. I cut about an 8-inch drop all along the edge of the asphalt so that the stone will be thicker there, and we'll just break out and not provide support. What I don't want, already the edge of the asphalt is compromised just from heavy traffic. I don't want to make that worse, so I may have to get a shovel and scrape out some there, but I think that'll pack down with the stone. Anyway, I cut that and leveled this out, but tapered it and gave it a shallower grade out there towards the edge. I don't exactly know how big this spot is. I guessed at how much stone to order. With that guess of stone, I've got about 6, which is about the maximum they can haul from the crusher. I've got 6, great, myself a little war paint. I've got 6 loads of crushed limestone coming tomorrow in it's called D grade, D gravel, 4-inch minus, which means there's going to be some pretty chunky stuff. Good for a good base bed, which is what I want in this whole area. So this is going to become a new parking spot and a new approach to the road down to the barn. It'll make backing trucks and trailers full of hay and moving equipment and parking equipment a lot better here. There was, if you recall, the 2 stumps that are gone now, and it was just a mess. Now we're hoping to make this better. It's going to get its first test run, I kind of fear, this weekend. We've got a public event. We have no idea how many people may attend the special scary book reading to the calves, moos and books thing that Allison is mastermind for the farm here. So hopefully we'll now have plenty of parking once this is done. It was unusable before. Film more of this. I would have done more of this on camera, but I spent the morning and early afternoon in the hospital. I just wanted to get my back and Side checked out. I've had some weird new pains since the accident. I didn't go to the hospital the day of the accident, which was kind of stupid, but it was such a weird, surreal event. So I just getting a baseline, getting things checked out. Not that anything is wrong with me, but I did have a really sharp, bad pain. So just want to make sure that it's not general being 55 and a farmer and something different. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is roll out this filter fabric. I use roadbed fabric under all the roads here on the farm. It just, it's called an isolation barrier. It provides a break between the stone and the soil underneath. As a mat, it also helps spread the load of the stone. And what I really don't like is if we just put the stone on the surface of the soil, after heavy rain, it will mud in and mush through, and you will eventually lose all your stone under soil. It will just sink. And the stuff's expensive, and I don't want to lose it. I want to give the best possible thing. And I also don't want, once I put the stone down and it's packed down and it's settled, I don't want low and high spots developing. So the filter fabric will allow moisture through, but not the stone, and provides an isolation barrier and is cheap insurance and the best way to build a road. Cheap insurance to keeping your valuable stone from disappearing. And so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to roll out at least the first roll tonight. I usually don't do that, but I just know that tomorrow morning the first truckload will probably show up here at 6:30 in the morning, just maybe 7. And I don't want to be caught out in the middle of milking, or just I don't want to take the time to have to roll it out while I'm waiting for he's here. I may just roll out a section of it, map it out right now. I haven't decided yet, but at least want to get some part of it down so he can just back up here and dump the first load. Got it rolled out. As long as there's no wind tonight, I'll be okay. At least it's rolled to length, and I got some buckets out, half buckets out there, weighting it down. It's a little bit of lumber. It's getting late. Soon on to time for milking, and it's getting dark too. But I would have filmed more of that, but we had customers show up. And unfortunately, we didn't have what they were looking for, so sent them away with a palliative. Anywho, okay, so that is, beautiful sunset. That is the ground sheeting, the fabric, the road fabric laid out, ready to go, ready to receive the first loads of stone first thing in the morning, and then I'll get out here with the skid steer and start spreading. I will hopefully, in the 6 loads we've got, I mean, they kind of have to. I'm hoping that only 4 loads is what it takes, and I'll have 2 for down below where I need it. If not, as long as I have some to go down below, but I don't really want this to cost what 6 loads of stone cost. So we'll do what I can. I'm also not going to go as thick. The road bed that I typically make is a foot thick, so typically 8 to 10 inches of the D gravel, and then capped with a 4-inch thereabout much finer stone. And then after it's all packed and all set, then what I like to do is cap it with some fine dust, cement dust and granite dust, and it really packs in there almost like concrete. So we'll do the first stage of this because we have a little bit of money to spend on this, and see how it performs, see whether the expanded parking lot here. It should just make life here so much easier, and that's what we're really counting, and that's why it's worth it for us to do right now. So I'm just gonna run. See a little corner here I gotta fix. Stretch that out. The problem with the fabric is if you drive on it, it gets all squirrely. So typically I don't like to drive on it, but I can go out and around. I can go out and around on the pavement, come back on the other end, start spreading it, getting it come this way, and then as the truck drops and I've got it spread, he can back up further and spread further back, and hopefully to leave me a pile of stone in this corner so I can go do the projects down below. Now I've gone 2 widths of this fabric. They do make, this is 12.5 foot, they do make a 14-foot fabric, so I could have actually been out this far, but that doesn't really matter. With all this extra area, I won't have to crowd the building anymore to get beyond the stumps that used to sit here and there. So I won't have to go out to the edge here anymore. There's already some stone here from previous projects and shoving stuff out here. So it's densely packed. I can't remember if there's fabric under there. I don't think there is. So this strip here, I'll bring the stone up to it, but I won't stone out beyond unless it spills out there. It's really not necessary because eventually this is all going away and the sawmill is being relocated from there to over here, but I'm gonna turn it perpendicular. And this will all be a large yard. So we'll be rolling fabric and more stone out eventually to solve this problem, dress it up, get the sawmill rolling back again. I should be cutting lumber now. All right, that's it for now. I'm gonna go get a drink of water, get ready to milk. There we go, big old patch of 4-inch minus D gravel. Base for the parking lot. Truck of stone has arrived and is just leaving. And I've got to get in Gidget and get this pile spread before he gets back here in about 40 minutes. So, yeah, gonna get going.
Dedicated to accept.
Okay, the goal here is with the first load to get an edge established here in case we get traffic to the store, the farm store, And that way people can still turn around as long as there's no gravel blocking the way. And then to also get this first load spread out so that the next load he can use it to be so he can use it to back up further and spread the load further. So I've got 40 minutes to kind of make this, get started in and get a workflow going of how I'm going to do this project. I'm no expert at this, I'm just a farmer. I just do stuff because I have to. I do stuff because I have to save money. I couldn't spill my coffee. Okay, that's the first load spread, at least roughly. Going to try and sneak in feeding the calves and taking care of the livestock in between loads of gravel. It looks like this stuff is spreading and going further than I thought. So I'm hoping to be able to stockpile some of the remaining loads that he's bringing today for projects down the hill. Just move these blue barrels back. He'll be able to back out into here now and dump the next load right in here, I'm hoping. That should actually take me almost to the end, and then he can start stockpiling stuff in the corner. And then I'll have him bring, probably once I get this smoothed out, I'm just leaving it rough for right now. I still got to come out to the edges and go back. And once I have a load here, I can start back dragging and get a more even plane. I want this to be mostly flat in here, but then taper out coming down to here. I don't want too thick a transition out here at the edge. So we'll wait and get another load in here and then see what we're gonna do. I've got 6 loads coming, so if I can split 3 or 4 loads of the D gravel and 2 of the B gravel, which is much finer for a cap on this whole area, I think 2 loads would probably do it. Topping stone. So I don't want to build this up too much yet. I might actually scrape some of this back down so that I can fit a level of topping stone on here and get it pressed up against the edge of this asphalt. Looks like I got a lot of hand broom work to do because I don't have a power broom, but that's okay. We'll wait till the project's done and sweep this up, and this is going to look sharp. I just went into the house and got a cup of coffee, and in that brief amount of time, I heard a truck backing up. So we've got another truck of stone. So apparently they're going to be bringing them back to back, which is great. That means I can get this done much faster. Have a look and see. All right, that's another load delivered. Not where I wanted. I guess the 2 drivers that we've had so far this morning have not been the usual driver that I'm normally used to. They seem a little inexperienced, but we'll work with that. He was a little nervous. There's a low spot out there that I left a divot, and he was nervous. When you raise a dump truck bed up that high with that load of stone, it wants to tip to one side or the other. So if there's a low side, it tends to want to lean that way heavily. Dump trucks can flip while they're dumping if they're on a hillside or a slope. So unfortunately I left that divot there. He was unhappy with it. He could have set over just a little bit and come back, but this will honestly work. But I better get spreading because that other truck's probably back on its way. sending the trucks fast and furious. I barely got a chance to spread this load before the next one's here. I'm gonna see if he can dump it out here rather than on the pavement. And yeah, I think one more load of this D gravel will do, and I'll switch over to 2 loads of B gravel. Waiting the 4th load, not finished by any means. Sending the loads fast and furious. It's not giving me the chance to do what I like to do when I'm building a road like this, which is spread a load out, grade it, get them back up, dump the next load, and just work our way back. So I'm just in a panic because I think that other load's about to arrive. So I'm just trying to get it out here. My plan is to stockpile. This is the 3rd load. I've actually lost track. I think the 4th load is coming. So I'm going to stockpile that here. That's D gravel. And then I'll also stockpile just in front of that the load of B gravel, which is much finer. Instead of 4-inch minus, B gravel is 2-inch minus. Same amount of fines, just smaller stone. It's hard to see. I'll show you in a second.